All right. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for participating. This is the continuation of the metal non-metal mine rescue rules. I'd like to ask everybody if you have rosters, please send them in to Stephanie Mead after this training, so you get your um, credits for attending, and you have proof if you're a judge that you have attended and you got your training. And then we dispense with introductions because we did them last time. Sammy, I'll let you take it from here.
Okay, name is Sammy Limble, and I'm the chairman for the metal non-metal side of it. And I'm not sure if Matt's on here or not. Is Matt, you on here?
Yeah, I'm here, Sammy.
Okay. Steve, you on here? Steve Stetzer is at the dentist, so I think he's going to be listening in. He'll get on when he gets back. Let's just go ahead and get started, Matt. I don't think Darren Blankenship's on here because they got a contest in Tennessee. I think their contest is going on.
Okay.
So why don't you just go ahead and get started from the very opening of the book and go right on through it. We've already made the changes, and it's just more or less reading it and going over it.
Okay, well, Stephanie, you scrolling for us today?
Yeah, just tell me what page or where you're at, and I'll try to keep.
If we can move down to page 7.
Okay.
I'm just going to hit the highlights, hit all the changes that we made, and read the rules as we go through. So, page 7 right here, we eliminated the team trainer contest from our rule book. There will no longer be a team trainer contest for the metal on metal rules. Struck all those rules out. So moving down to page number 11. Right here you can see we struck out the assistant and added the command center attendant. So from now on, the number 7 guy will be known as the command center attendant, and he'll be mapping with the electronic mapping, or he can use a paper map. Either way, either one of those maps. So, and add into that on page 12, you can see may assist with the team placing equipment prior to starting of the clock. That's all been struck out. Command center attendant will be setting up his own, he'll set up his own mapping system. And the thought behind this is the command center attendant may actually physically be at the fresh air base with the fresh air baseman, but theoretically, according to the problem, he'll be located in a different area at the command center. Scroll down on page 12. We added rule number 2 here. Rule number 2 states each team shall have a briefing officer, which would be the fresh air baseman, and or command center attendant, which will accompany only one participating team. Switching of the team members, including the briefing officer or command center attendant from the team to another, is prohibited. The command center attendant will be isolated from visual contact with the field, will be stationed at the command center during the working of this problem, and will maintain voice communications with the team using either a portable hardwire communication system or wireless radio system. The command center attendant will advise the briefing officer and interact with the team. The briefing officer and or command center attendant map may be marked with the information received from the team while the team is in by the fresh air base. However, the team briefing officer and the command center attendant will not be allowed to visually compare their maps once the team leaves the fresh air base to begin exploration. No side-by-side comparison of the maps is allowed. All maps should be turned in at the completion of the problem. However, only the map designated by the team, which will be before at registration, shall be used for scoring purposes. The team will designate the map to be used by checking the box in the lower right-hand corner. If neither map is identified by the team, I lost it. If neither map is designated by the team or used for scoring purposes, the team will designate checking the box on the map identified by the team for scoring. Briefing officer map or fresh air base map will be scored unless the only map completed was the command center attendance map. The briefing officer will remain at the designated location in the fresh air base when the team is working in by the fresh air base, except when it is necessary to perform work outside that location of the fresh air base. When the required work is completed, the briefing officer must return to the designated location. Okay, moving on to page 18. Okay, right here we eliminated Module 1 from the written test, and the draft IG 115 will be the written test is based on. That's the unified set of modules. They can be found on MSHA's website or Holmes' website. And moving on to page 32. Okay, right here, maps and timing device. We've changed the assistant to the command center attendant, or added the command center attendant. Alternate will be known as the command center attendant. And we've added, if a team elects to use electronic mapping, the mapping will be compared. If a discount is assessed to the FAB map or the command center map and is correct on the other map, the discounts will be forgiven up to 6 discounts. This will be the case if the team is using the Visio mapping system. Teams using paper maps at the command center will not be afforded this benefit. That's an incentive to get teams to start using electronic mapping. Going to page 36.
I think, Matt. The one on 35.
Okay, changes to roof and ground control. The only changes I believe that we made to this are we removed the 1 foot outside and so you can set your timbers immediately outside the bad roof. And I think that's the only change we made to the roofing control. Moving on to page 65. page 65, we removed the team tech rules from this book. Teams will be using the unified rules when it comes to team tech. We kept page 76, page 83, page 84, page 92, 93, 94, and 95. Those are the procedures for getting under oxygen, and because we have rules pertaining to getting under oxygen, we decided to keep those in. And then moving on to page 102. Page 102, we struck out all of our first aid rules. Once again, we'll be using the unified rules for first aid, so they don't belong in our rule book. So that is all the changes that I have. Do we have any questions?
Hey, Jeff,
Yes, sir.
I believe that concludes our presentation on the changes of these rules.
All right.
And,
Well, if there's no questions, I think it's about all we can say right now.
Do we have any questions out there?
Jeff, are these rules up on the website already?
Yeah, they're up on both the MSHA site and the Holmes site.
Okay.
And I do have a question here with Carmute's Luttrell.
Hi, Dave.
With the command center attendant being in place and removing the attendant, if you were to have one of the 5 that's underground go down, how are you going to treat that? Who's to go in and take their place?
So the discussion for that, Dave, during our meeting, we discussed that the number 8 guy would have to go in.
Okay, so there will be an 8th guy in lockup that stays at the Fresh Air Base or just somewhere around?
Correct. He'd have to be part of the 8-man team.
Okay.
And it would be up to the team as to who replaced who.
Right, but the command center stays where he's at, I'm assuming, because he's not technically underground.
That's right. Command center would be out of contention for replacement.
Okay.
Are there any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. This is Del Run team. Just for clarification, this is the map legend we're using that's in these, what you presented today, right here?
That's right. The map legend in our rule book should, and the Visio legend should be up on the Holmes website. In fact, I know they are. I got them off there the other day.
Yeah, it's up there.
So yeah, we'll be using the map symbols, the legend that's in this rule book.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I got a question. This is Justin with Lafarge. Since we've increased the number of people on the teams from 6 to 8, if a team doesn't have 8 people, is the command center attendant, since they're not going underground, does that also have to be somebody who has met all the MSHA qualifications to be on mine rescue in terms of like physical and that sort of thing, or could it be like a team trainer or something like that?
So the unified rules, when we wrote this, that's what we wrote. that they didn't have to meet those specifications, the 30 CFR requirements, because they're not part of the working team. That isn't addressed in this book, and I don't have an answer for that. I mean, I can't speak for what MSHA would allow or a contest director would allow. But the rule book does say teams will consist of 6 to 8 people. So there's a minimum of 6. I would imagine that they would allow somebody stepping in and filling in.
Okay, support. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I have one clarification question about the map legend. You said it was in this book. I don't have video confirmation to see what you guys are talking about. Are we talking about the unified legend we're using or the actual Mine Rescue 1920 rulebook legend?
The 1920 rulebook legend. Should be on page 119 of this rulebook.
All right, so Visio will be X's for mobile equipment, rectangles for the briefing officer, and gas placards could be anything.
There should be a symbol for gas placards.
You can't map. You only got one way to map it on the legend for the Visio.
Well, so all of these symbols that are in this book were taken from Visio Legend for the 2020 rulebook, and they uploaded those onto the Holmes website already. So you should be, I mean, the Unified Legend should be on there, the Coal Legend should be on there, and the Metal Non-Metal Legend should be on there. Because we used it in training this weekend, last Friday. And on 122, I think it's like 3 or 4 pages over, there's a gas box legend. Yeah, right there.
Okay, so Ridgeway, I want to make sure I'm clear because I haven't been able to look at the Visio yet. So the unified rules was CH4, CO, NO2, and O2. It will not or could not be in that order, correct?
That's right.
It could be
Actually,
anything.
I don't think we specify in ours what order on our legend. So I think they should, you put them in the correct order now.
Okay.
Any other question? Okay, if you don't have any, Sammy, do you have any last minute comments? Thanks a lot, Matt.
Yeah.
No, just make sure everybody knows that the national contest will be the week of August the 8th. Will be move-in date. Contest will start, I think, the 9th, 10th, and 11th. 3-day contest. We cut 1 day field out to get IMSA there, and Jeff's done a lot of conversations with this. They did agree to come for this here contest and bring the manpower needed to do this. So looking for a good contest for this thing. And we will be giving away separate trophies so everybody knows between coal and metal, non-metal. We're doing it all the way around. Even the KMI contest in May will be separate trophies. Separate fields, separate trophies.
All right.
Any idea when the Nationals may be posted on the MSHA webpage?
Waiting on them to post it. I can tell you that. I put it up at least 3 or 4 different requests. Maybe Jeff can get somebody else to put it up there for us. We've been trying to get it up and they haven't done it yet.
I'll check with the webmaster again and see if we can get it up in the next day or two.
That'd be great.
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. Yes,
Thank you.
all right, remember to email your rosters over to Stephanie so you get credit. And with that, thanks everybody for participating today. And thanks Tiffany and Stephanie for helping out.
Yeah, thank you, girls. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
All right. See you later.
All right.
Bye.
All right. And with that, I will stop recording. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.